such a nice day, and then the heavens opened yesterday. That put a bit of a damper on it. We were all running around all bedraggled, and Pastor and various other people in the congregation would be able to tell why, because it was really raining. Generally, the kids didn't bother, it wasn't bothering them. We didn't have an inside menu, unfortunately, in Sitelo. And and then in the middle of everything, a huge branch from one of the gum trees fell down on top of people. This could have been an absolute nightmare.
From about the top of the ceiling.
Yeah, it was like very high, and it came down, boom. But it landed on the jungle gym, and that broke the fall. So it came down like that, and then like that. But it was quite a thick trunk, it was quite big chunks of wood that they cut up afterwards. But there were some kids underneath, and I think one lady, one of the moms, I think, nobody was hurt. They didn't even have scratches.
Not even a scratch.
No.
Thank you, Jesus.
And that's all to God's glory, because Satan didn't want us to have this party. We were able to feed between 250 and 300 people. We catered for 160. And again, that's to God's glory. So we didn't have to give out cups for the cool drinks. But I took 75 just in case. Well, God has a plan for everything. And I was the noise and the screaming and the pushing. I don't know if you know about 200 kids pushing against one table, but anyway, it was quite disconcerting for those of us who are not used to it. And I was actually quite angry at one stage, and all I wanted to do was just leave and go home. But we stayed to the bitter end. Everything was swept up. Everything was clean. I must also tell you that there were such wonderful kids and moms and family that came and helped. And children that I didn't know. I gave one a black bag, and he picked up all the rubbish around, even outside the creche, outside the fence of the creche, where the kids had just chucked down papers and things. He went and picked up every last bit of those, and that puts everything else into perspective. There's always hope. And where God's Spirit has been, and Pastor prayed before we started, and all of them prayed with him. And where God's Spirit is, there will be seeds planted, in spite of all that chaos. And I came home and we were wet and dirty, filthy. My feet, I thought I'd never get them clean. In fact, underneath they're still dirty. But while I was in the shower, God just opened up my eyes, and I thought, I can come home and have a warm shower. I can change into nice, clean, dry clothes. I can lie on my comfortable bed and have a nice meal for supper. These kids can't. And it broke my heart. It really did. I cried. Because of my judgment on them, I think. I don't know. But it was quite an epiphany for me. And my heart has always been to feed people. But this really got to me. That there is so much. And if there's that much in Sitelo, there's that much here in Henry. The farms are full of children. These houses are full of children.
Right. Yeah. Tell them about how you got the Borbos. Just to give you an example of the hearts that opened. I asked Ian Franken, he runs the Bendale side of the Linker meat factory, and he brought me a crate full of boerewors. So if you want to support anybody in this community, support Linker Meats, because they open their hearts whenever I ask, and I don't like to ask a lot. Because even at our Sunday school, remember that lovely time we had in December? They gave us that meat, that sausage. And the sausage is nice. I made a point of tasting it. But it wasn't the only thing. Irma Kutsia, who used to come to this church, they gave us 13 dozen cool drinks. That was enough for everybody. That's why we could put them in the packets, in the boxes. The lady who does the sweets,
called party packs for kids or something like that. She advertises on some of the WhatsApp groups. She gave us 160 party packs with sweets and chips in. And that's how it went. Everybody gave, and some people gave a little bit, and some people gave a lot. There's one person who gave, in fact, 2 people gave 2,000 rand each. And then we could buy stuff also for this time. It was just amazing how the hearts opened.